The question that always comes up is, what's the best method to extract plant DNA? And it's a hard one to answer because we're not molecular biologists who are consistently using the same kind of material. We're encountering a huge diversity of plants, different chemistries, different physical characters. Some of them are fresh, some of them are dry, and it always comes back to three criteria. First, it's effective. When we're working with a huge variety of plants under many different conditions, we don't want to have to take the chance of samples dropping out or failing. We've already put so much work into just getting to the field and collecting them. Number two, it's got to be affordable. These days, research funding is tight, and we're all trying to sort of buckle down and keep the work going for whatever we can afford to do. And number three is it has to be easy. At the end of the day, we have busy lives and we've got to keep things simple. My favorite method has all three of these. You need a centrifuge tube to hold your sample. You need a small, cheap micropestle. And you need a drill that many of you probably have in your basements or you can borrow from a friend. And that's it. I've used this method to extract plant DNA from so many different kinds of plants over the years. So what you do is you take your leaf sample and you drop it into the little centrifuge tube. You add a simple lysis buffer. In this case, we're using a QIAGEN extraction buffer. QIAGEN's not paying me to do this. It's just what we happen to have in the lab right now, and I've never found that the buffer makes a difference using this protocol. Then you stick in the micropestle and you try to wedge the leaf sample up against the edge of the tube so that when you turn on the drill and spin it, you can generate a lot of friction, and that disrupts the tissue and tears it apart so that you get good lysis. And quickly you get a green solution. Usually the solution is green. Sometimes it can be red or brown depending on the pigments in the plant or the quality of the tissue, and that's all okay. At this point, you can freeze it. It's easy. So you can take these supplies with you to a field site and process your plant specimens the same day you collect them, and freeze them, store them until you can get them back to the lab where you can complete the extraction. I've stored samples like this for months, and it's easy, it's cheap, and it's effective. When you're using the drill, you just want to take care to avoid a couple of mishaps. If you watch the video again, what you'll notice is that we're drilling in spurts. We don't just stick it in there and drill for a very long period of time. The drill is creating friction in the tube, and that's creating heat. If you create too much heat, you could boil your sample, literally, and that's no good for the DNA. And the other thing that you can do is you can actually melt the plastic in the tube, drilled straight through the centrifuge tube and lost a sample. So you just want to be careful about that. It's no big deal. One of the things that I've come to really appreciate about this method is the human element. As you get practice with this method, you're going to start to notice things about your study species. You're going to notice which ones are easy and which ones are hard, and you're going to begin to anticipate that. And that over time is going to make you more attuned to the quality of your work. It's going to help you anticipate and avoid problems down the road. It's going to help you collect better samples, and it's going to help you feel more confident that your hard work is going to pay off in the end. Take the pestle out of the drill when we finish a sample. We plunk it in a flask or a beaker, put in a little bit of 20% bleach for 20 minutes, and after that we use some really good millicue water to give it a really good rinse. You don't want any residue bleach getting into your next extraction. Then lay them out on a paper towel underneath a UV light in like a PCR hood or a biosafety cabinet just to dry.